Mark, every team in the NBA has nights like this, but how do you guys digest it? Just given kind of the bar that you all hold for yourself for the season.
Yeah, every single game we try to react, but not overreact in either direction. So that's how we'll handle this one. There's a lesson to be taken from every game. There's certainly lessons from this one. We're not a team that throws the film away or anything like that. We try to learn from every game, extract the lessons, and then pour it into the next part of the schedule. So that's what we'll do with this one, as we do with every game.
I know it's not as easy as A or B, but did you feel like some of the controllables that you all could have handled were more on the offensive side or the defensive side of the ball tonight?
Obviously both. I thought offensively we put ourselves a little behind the ball in terms of our rhythm. I didn't think our attacks in the first half were great. I thought they were better in the second half and shots didn't fall, but by that point we were really trying to play from behind. So credit to them. They did a really good job of attacking us on the offensive end. They did a really good job of guarding us, made the game hard on us, and obviously outplayed us thoroughly for 48 minutes.
Do you feel like tonight was more of a lack of execution or execution breaking down, or do you feel like it was needed more effort, tired legs from second night of a back-to-back?
We're never going to use the latter as an excuse. It's just a bad habit to get into. We're always just going to evaluate the performance independent of the context. We want to be a high compete team. We want to be a high together team, and we want to be a really good execution team. And when you have a game like that, usually you fall short in those areas. So, like I said, we'll evaluate it as we do every game, learn from it, and then we'll turn the page and try to be a better team Wednesday.
And obviously haven't seen any film yet, but just thoughts after the game. What do you feel like was the reason they got so comfortable early on and then stayed comfortable throughout the game?
It's always a credit to the other team. I'd never discredit the opponent by making it all about us. I thought they came in here with a sense of purpose. They obviously threw the first punch, and they kept their foot on the gas throughout the 48 minutes for the most part. And so they deserve a lot of credit, but obviously they were the more ready team from the jump. And, we made a little bit of a push there at the end of the first, but for the most part, those 48 minutes belong to them, so they deserve the credit for the win.
Are you going?
Yeah. It can be a make or miss league, I guess, but you ever seen a game where just nobody could buy a shot? The guys kind of pressed a little bit. You could feel a little bit, and that's especially in the second half where they came out a lot of energy and got a little run going, but couldn't get enough shots to fall down and kind of cut that lead. Yeah,
similar to the question about the schedule. We've won a lot of games that our opponents have shot better than us from three. We've won a lot of games that we've shot poorly from three. We've won a lot of games that our opponents have shot well, and the reason for that is because of the controllables inside the game that we try to be committed to. And so I do agree with you. I thought we got some good looks in the second half that didn't fall, but I thought, the position we put ourselves in by that point made it very difficult on us. So there's definitely enough controllable in that game that we can learn from. We will. We do that when we win. We do that when we play well. We do it when we lose. That's how we remain, as consistent as we can throughout the 82-game season.
I know you look at just one game, but I think you're 6-6 the last 12. Anything a common thread you can see, especially on the defensive end, maybe guarding the ball, anything like that, staying in front of the ball that's kind of bugging you guys just a little bit?
Yeah, I think, there's, I'd say macro level, there's, times in the NBA season where the wind's in your face and there's times where the wind's at your back for different reasons. And when the wind's at your back, you got to stay grounded and humble and keep that in context and just continue to get better through the games. Wind was at our back, obviously earlier in the season. And then when the wind's in your face, you've got to endure, and you got to have the resilience and the toughness to continue to compete, to continue to stay together, continue to focus on the controllable execution things that help you change course. And so that's what we'll do. It's what we've always done. And it's what we will do in this situation.
Earlier this season, you've talked about sort of competition being a privilege of other teams coming in here with their A game, sort of aiming at the champs. Do you think there's any sort of mental toll that takes on you guys of just every single team coming with their A game?
It's just first of all, when you win the championship and you start the way we started, it comes with the territory. I think it gives you a unique opportunity to really improve through that. But there's also a challenge that comes with that, a competitive challenge that, like I said, was a privilege. I haven't changed my stance on that. It's a competitive privilege to be a team that other teams are up to play for. And it forces you to rise to that. And if you can, you really can get better and stronger as a result of that. And if you don't, you learn the lesson. So we got to learn the lessons in these ones. We've gained strength by taking those punches at other points in the season, and we got to gain strength from how we respond to this.
Knippel's had a pretty great start to his career. You've seen a few games against him. What makes him such a handful to deal with, given that he's not using pure athleticism to kind of motor around?
I think, first of all, it's just the shooting accuracy. It's not to oversimplify it, but when somebody shoots the ball with that kind of accuracy, it really limits your margin for error in guarding him. And then I think he's got a great floor game, so he understands how to move, how to play, how to keep possessions connected. So he's not limited to just his shooting. He's a really good holistic player. But the shooting certainly, is the top line thing for him. He's a good player.
Health has obviously been the main thing for Brandon Miller, just staying on the floor. But just tonight, what did you see out of him? Seems like he was able to get it going from really all three levels.
Yeah, similar. Really, really good scorer, jump shooter. But I give their team credit. I thought the sharpness they played with on offense relative to what we were able to do defensively, I thought created some of the rhythm for them. Now, obviously, they made some tough ones as well, but you don't give up 100 and whatever that we gave up if it's not a good source of offense that they were able to create. So they deserve a lot of credit for the way that they've prepared and built through the season and the way they executed and performed tonight.
Anyone else?
All right, thank you.